Hello, and welcome to Through the Monocle. Today we will be watching and discussing Goodfellas. As always, I'm your host, Grant Ingram, and joining me, it is the Joe Pesci to my Robert De Niro, in that he's the funny guy. It is Grant Skillen. How are you doing, Grant?
I mean, I know I look funny, but you don't have to say that.
I mean, I wasn't saying it like that. I kind of was. Yeah.
I'm doing good. Gonna be here for a while, but I'm here.
Hey, in case you've ever doubted, Grant keeps telling me how much he loves these walk-alongs and is glad you guys have made them our most popular episodes by a lot. This is a movie you can't really make fun of. Just 2 weeks in a row. So we're gonna throw out some trivia for you. We're gonna do that kind of thing. And yeah, that's gonna be our commentary for the week. It's a good movie. It's a classic movie. I don't have the Rotten Tomatoes in front of me because it doesn't really matter. This is just one of those that's regarded as one of the best ones ever. As Grant looks up the Rotten Tomatoes, I will continue to babble.
I'm actually not looking up the Rotten Tomatoes. I'm looking up the IMDb.
Even better.
But I'll look it up.
All right. So before we get started, though, if you're watching this, go ahead and enter our giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and like this video, and then comment your answer to this week's question, which is, what is your favorite mob movie? Again, just like the channel or subscribe to the channel, like this video, and answer the question in the comment section. What is your favorite mob movie to be entered to win the Martin Scorsese collection, which has this movie, the movie we talked about last week, The Departed, and then The Aviator, which we'll talk about in week 4. Grant, what is the Rotten Tomatoes of this movie?
It's low. It's 96 critic, 97 audience.
Oh yeah, this one's just terrible. It's a god awful movie. Yeah, it's a true story, by the way. Just so we're clear, it should be entertaining. No, like most of Scorsese's movies are true stories. The Departed wasn't.
I don't think The Departed was.
The Departed wasn't. It was based on a real guy, but it wasn't a true story. This is a true story.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, enter the giveaway and stay tuned. But if you just want to see our thoughts, there's another episode for that, or you can skip ahead to somewhere around like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and we'll be doing the review then. All right, Grant, are you ready?
I am unfortunately ready.
Not
unfortunately because I don't want to watch this movie, but unfortunately because of how long I'm going to sit here.
All right, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yep.
All right, and we're going on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Warner Brothers, whoa, crazy.
Scorsese.
Who would have thunk it?
Oh, I forgot to mention, today I am eating a lovely patty melt because I know that's what you guys are all here for, and I have a Dr. Pepper because, well, I'm a slob.
I have a water in a Taco Mama cancer awareness cup. If anyone else knows what Taco Mama is.
Taco Mama's nationwide. People in the movie. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. And Lorraine Bracco is the best. This film is based on a true story.
Wow. Do you know what I'm referring to? I'll see if I can find it. Me at the end of these reviews.
Joe Pesci. Being Joe Pesci is the best part of any movie ever. Also, Grant, if you're keeping count, this puts us 4 degrees from Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. Now,
I
Grant,
think
this is
he's
what
dead.
this is what we call overkill.
Yes.
One of the most iconic lines ever.
This is me. You're probably wondering how I got here. I don't know how I got here, but here I am.
It's been a long 3 years. The music is immaculate, though. And that book is on my list of books to read.
Mm.
Not to be confused with Henry Winkler. That, my friends, is a pupil.
I see that.
I hate you. That's how you know. You know, you should always join the mob for the ability to double park in front of a hydrant. Polly. Now we're gonna see how much of this movie I can get through without breaking into my mobster impression.
Surprised you haven't yet.
Henry went out for the milk. That's how you know you're high on the hog. Parking Cadillacs, man.
I'm working on a. I'm paying attention. I'm also working on a clip that we can use.
Fair enough. Oof.
Go to school, kids.
So by the point this movie came out, Scorsese had sworn off making more mob movies. I guess after Mean Streets and Raging Bull. But then he told when the guy who wrote the book called him, he said he'd been waiting for the book his whole life, and the author replied, "I've been waiting for this phone call my entire life." You just gotta love the mobsters. This is back when life was simpler and you couldn't walk down the street without getting shot by an Italian. I just love that they're playing a game of telephone. They're like the police department for criminals. It's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
The good old 13-year-old mobster.
Are you ready for our new video clip?
Sure.
Voldemort laughing.
Worth it.
Black shoes with the tan suit.
I just want to point out it was fine with him being a gangster when he didn't look like a gangster.
Yeah. I'm going to have way too much fun with this one.
You are. You're a real jerk. You wasted 8 aprons on this guy who had been shot. Wise guy.
He looks like 14. How old is this guy supposed to be?
13.
Okay.
So, according to Nicholas Pileggi, the guy that wrote the book, some mobsters were hired as extras to lend authenticity to scenes. The mobster gave Warner Brothers fake social security numbers, and no one knows how they received their checks. That is like the most mobster thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Grant. Broad daylight. Just broad daylight.
It's sit your young butt down.
He's got a mob lawyer. I mean, look at him. The dude looks like he's a mob lawyer. He's got the Weasley qualities of both a lawyer and a mobster. Which are the same thing.
If you do one, you do the other, and I'll let you figure that out.
I just
It's not suspicious at all. A mob meeting in the middle of like the city hall.
Hey, he told him nothing, but here all the mobsters. They're sitting right here. Look,
Yeah.
that's Paulie. He wrote.
They're sitting there.
The music is just on point.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Liotta. So Grant, these are the same. These are the two kids.
The two what?
The two kids.
Hmm.
They're grown up. This is 1963.
Yeah, you can't. The movie was in 1990. You definitely can't say that now. That's
No,
Robert
but-
Downey Jr. Then he can wear blackface.
No. No, it's Quentin Tarantino.
Hey, you're in the movie.
I love how most of these names are just insults. Prepare that thing for you.
I'm gonna be stupid. Be stupid.
I mean, it's so charismatic, right? Like you almost feel like this was a better era. Because it was a better era. America was better when this was our problem. I'll die on that hill. It's true.
Or money, apparently. I'm
I
smoking
love
it.
Joe Pesci. I love Joe Pesci. I freaking love him. He's the best. Uh-huh. I had something all worked out of you. I like how like normal people are like, yeah, Saturday night we're gonna watch a ball game, maybe go to a bar, get some dinner. These guys are like, we're gonna rob an airport. It's a weekend thing.
Of course, it's what you do on your weekend.
Duh. The laugh. This is something that actually happened to Joe Pesci. So, so Henry Hill, the guy that Ray Liotta's playing, said that Joe Pesci's portrayal of Tommy DeSimone was 90 to 99% accurate. The only difference is the real Tommy DeSimone was massively built, and Joe Pesci looks like Joe Pesci.
Mm-hmm. Totally real.
Joe Pesci's just
Don't-
out here beating the crap out of
Don't
people.
slow that a glass breakdown.
I can't go here. I can't go there. What's your name from me? What? Yes.
Click, boom.
He could be a stool. I love mobsters. Paulie. Go to Paulie. He can go to Paulie. The name. It's just like that scene in The Departed.
Excuse me.
You with your mouth. No, she played the psychologist in The Sopranos. A lot of Goodfellas actors are in The Sopranos. If you like mobster stuff, go watch The Sopranos.
Cap.
And he gets up.
We're going with his hat now.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Cap. Think about it.
I do love how he wears a cross. This that's what we call a lie, Grant. A lie.
What's the difference between the good half and the bad half?
Well, the bad half of him is not Jewish.
I thought you were saying the good part of being Jewish.
No. I'm saying the lie is that he's half Jewish.
Because
Hmm.
there's not a good part.
No, it's because she wants her mother to like him. She's saying he's half Jewish. He's not. Hey, I'm walking here through this kitchen. What are you doing? Does Joe Bags know you're standing here?
Why are they
Yeah, I told you
walking
this
through a
was lighter
kitchen?
than The Departed. Jeez, the nose on that guy. This is what we call a mobster's table. We're just going to carry it wherever we want him to be. He's going to be there. We're going to set it up all nice and pretty light. We're going to put it right here.
I'm sitting there.
Hey, I'm sitting here. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How's the wife? How's the kids? Salute. There's just something so cool about the mobsters.
Scares me.
He's in some kind of union. The mobsters union. Martin Scorsese cast his parents in this movie. I thought that was cool.
I'm signing it.
I'm signing here. Also, like, who doesn't take cash? What is this, 2023? I'm trying to figure out who that was. That comedian. I forgot Tony
Yeah,
Sirico was in this.
for a construction guy, he sure is getting a lot of drinks sent to his table.
Hey, well, you know, he built the houses. His wife really liked the new bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But was he 3 degrees from Leonardo DiCaprio? Everybody wanted to be nice to him. Yeah, because he was in the freaking mob. Okay? Like,
Mm. Maury?
Oh, that was straight up just Henry Youngman.
Maury, is that you? You are the father. Ah!
I I love how upscale Maury is. He's being an unconscionable ball breaker.
No, he's being choked out by the telephone wire.
That is, and that's Robert De Niro. Pay me. That was loud. I'm sorry. Maury.
Maurice.
Some people call me Maurice. I love the cars from that era too. Dang. Yeah.
Stay strapped or get clapped.
Circa 1990. What are you doing? He's pistol whipping this son of a gun. And if you don't, I'm still gonna whack you again. She's like, he sure looks like he's in construction. Wait, he beat that dude with a pipe. I know there are women, like almost every woman, who would have gotten
She's
out
like,
of
now
there.
that's hot.
Look at him. He just beat the crap out of some dude with the back end of a pistol. I gave the gun to me.
So
God.
I did see an IMDb fact that makes more sense now. So Ray Liotta's mom died of cancer during filming.
Aw.
And he said he used his anger over losing his mom for certain scenes, including the pistol whipping scene. so he was actually using anger in that scene.
I'm sure he legitimately beat the crap out of the actor too.
It's obviously it's awful that his mom passed away, but
I think that was Catherine Scorsese too. That just right there. That is Catherine Scorsese. That's Marty's wife, or not wife, mother. And $2,000. This is Pete and Paulie's wife Marie, and Pete's wife Marie, and Paulie's daughter Marie, and Pete's daughter Marie, and Pete
And Pete's
and Paulie,
daughter, Pete.
and Petey and Peter and Paul. Here's Peter, Paul, and Marie. Which is the Italian version of a great band.
According to Ray Liotta, Martin Scorsese was so involved in every detail of the wardrobe that he would tie Liotta's tie himself to make sure it was accurate.
This is a very accurate movie. I saw earlier, and I'm not trying to one up your fact, but according to Henry Hill, Robert De Niro would call him, quote, phone him 7 to 8 times a day to discuss certain things about Jimmy's character, such as how Jimmy would hold his cigarette. So this is one of those movies where you can say that's kind of a true story.
After Joe Pesci's mother saw the film, she told him the movie was good and then asked if he needed the curse so much.
So he went and did Home Alone. He doesn't have to call.
This actually correlates to what we've done. Ray Liotta turned down the part of Harvey Dent in the 1989 Batman movie to be in this movie.
It all ties back in together. Oh, wait. No, never mind. That's cool, though. And, I mean, to be honest, I would have done the same thing. Daddy never would.
So only bad or great ones?
What?
You know what? Couldn't digest decent meals, but only bad or great ones. To be honest, I wouldn't want to go in that house either if I was him.
Mom!
And this is why you meet the family before you marry the woman.
Jeez. That is a very Italian woman.
Why is she rubbing her hand like that?
That line. You've been to Miami? It's okay. It's like you gotta love mob wives. The gun goes off.
I can't say what I'm thinking.
Text it to me.
Oh, we talked about it last movie.
Good, yeah. Karen. I will say I made my dad watch this movie one year for my birthday, and I regretted it about this scene. You were blue collar guys walking around in alligator shoes with guns in their pockets. He's riding shotgun. This is Detective Silvestri. He's also Italian.
And coffee.
I love the mobsters, man. Even their wives have the affectation. It was better to be polite and call the lawyer. And then, of course, we have mob birthday parties. They really don't go out of their way to make mobsters sound particularly bad. Dean Martin, perfection. I love that they went through for this scene and took a bunch of crappy pictures of very famous people. Beautiful. A stack and a half, like you do.
We're stacking here.
You're just gonna have to go through this episode and cut all the here jokes together for a trailer.
I don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm zipping it.
That's what she said.
That guy's also in The Sopranos. Everybody's in The Sopranos. Top of the morning to you. Oh,
I'm talking here.
what's this? Ooh. I'm breaking your balls. I love Joe Pesci. He's the best.
No shine in here.
What's right is right. A jerk. A joke. I'm just saying, for a group that's very concerned about appearing to be gay, that man just like openly admitted. He's got mouths to feed.
I'm attacking here.
Hey, I'm assaulting you here.
I think he's dead.
No, he's not dead. He's just kind of wishing he was. Now, if we're paying attention, we know what's going on here. I didn't want to get blood on your floor.
Oh yes, because that's the thing that's bad here.
I love this
Is
movie,
they're
man.
getting blood on the floor.
See, I told you it was more lighthearted than The Departed. They're going to his mom's house to get the shovel. Hey guys, we just killed this guy, but like my mom's got a roast stone.
We're digging here. We're manipulating here. It's the knife. This is Scorsese's mom.
Yes. I know. I told you that earlier.
And he told her in this scene that her son was home for dinner and to cook for them. So she didn't know that there was actually a body in the trunk.
I will say it is hilarious that like there's a body in the trunk and they're just sitting here having dinner.
Mm-hmm. This whole scene was also almost entirely improvised.
Yeah. But a lot of this movie was almost entirely improvised. For example, the "What do you mean I'm funny" scene, like it wasn't entirely improvised. It was based on something that happened to Joe Pesci, and none of the people outside of him and Ray Liotta knew what was going on.
Hmm. I'm dying here. Or no, sorry, I'm dead in here.
So, Grant, this is where the movie started.
Where it started? No way. It's almost like I remember.
Crazy. That's how it works.
I'm dragging him in there.
Well, he was pretty freaking touchable. It's like today, Saturdays are for the boys, Friday nights. Well, we're all lonely and single people here. They're also for the boys. I just love the casual racism from the Italians in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Quite ironic from the Italians.
Yeah. This is such a good movie. Are you enjoying this more than The Departed?
Yeah, it's maybe a little excessive though.
With the language?
Just everything.
It's a little much. But is it more your type of movie?
Mm,
Yeah, fair enough. For the record, the next two we're watching are both PG and PG-13. So,
okay.
but you can at least admit it's a well-made movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I'm not denying. It's more of just like, is it my type of movie? Still not as much.
I feel you. This is one of my favorites of all time. I've seen it like 4 or 5 times. I love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I got it
Henry
for free.
Hill.
The second in Charles and in like the free bin. Anyway, keep going.
Henry Hill was paid about $550,000 for the movie. He considered it chump change compared to the $15,000 to $40,000 a week he made while he was a gangster.
Yeah,
Like the real Henry Hill.
Yeah. No, and he made a little bit for the book too. But keep in mind, he's no longer. Well, I guess you would know, right? Like, forget it. I'll wait till the end of the movie to say that. Not even Uncle Paulie. Come on, I'm Uncle Paulie over here. I'm shaking hands. I'm kissing babies. I'm killing guys. You know, I'm Uncle
So
Paulie.
that was actually Lorraine Bracco's the daughter that was
Aw.
too scared to kiss the guy there.
Paulie.
Like it just was was just actually too scared to.
I believe it. I love this movie, man. It's almost like we killed him. I don't think of this song as being this old. Like, this is a TikTok song. Like, it's terrible, but it's funny. What is it, a deer or a skunk?
He died in here.
Okay, this is an entertaining commentary track, at least. Siam. I thought it was from like Siol. Like, what am I even doing here if we're getting our silk from Siam? Just for reference, that is not his wife.
Mm-hmm.
This was this guy played Christopher Moltisanti in The Sopranos. Sorry,
I don't know nothing about The Sopranos.
it doesn't matter. He was one of the main characters.
Mm.
Who's on first? I don't know. No, I don't know who's on third.
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. It's kind of a big deal if you get shot in the foot.
Well, I mean, if you keep shooting yourself in the foot, then it's a problem. But like, if
He
somebody
was trying
else
to
shoots,
walk it, or he shouldn't have walked, and he got shot in the foot.
he's like, "Hey, I'm walking here. Don't make a big deal." It was an accident. What in the Alec Baldwin is that? Ah! Ah! This is what we call gaslighting. Oh. We need to get a clip of him laughing.
Please tell me you heard that too.
I did. I feel like we're about to watch like
I feel like somebody's about to die.
said.
I called it here.
I like how Joe Pesci, the first time he shows up here, he accidentally shoots a guy in the foot. So this time he brings a bigger gun in case he has to accidentally shoot him in the face. He's dead? No dip. He put 5 rounds in his chest.
Open the door.
Open the door.
Put the kids right there.
Hey, sometimes you gotta call the hoe a hoe.
That's not what she's calling her, though.
Same thing. Oh, good gosh. Imagine waking up like this.
I'm sleeping here. Crazy? I was crazy once.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. We're gonna end up with some Italian brains all over the wall. I couldn't bring myself to leave him, but I had the hammer back and was fingering the trigger. Imagine if he hadn't woken up to talk her out of it. This whole mess could have been avoided. He never would have been around to
It would have been a bigger mess.
Yeah, probably. So to be clear, she didn't shoot you.
She wanted to.
I mean, okay, I'm not a fan of domestic abuse. I just want to throw that out there. But like, if you wake up with a gun in your face, pretty much anything after that, justified. Like, not anything, but almost anything. Like, more than not. Come on, sit down. Which, if you remember from watching this movie, when they were first married, he also didn't come home.
Mm-hmm. That's been established.
Till death do us part. Bang, bang. Grant, this is your neck of the woods. Or the swamp, rather.
Was that Tampa?
No.
It's about 3 hours from where I lived.
Nice.
Got some family near there.
I ain't going near any lions. Yeah, they mean business. in a federal penitentiary. I will say this movie does make a mockery of the law, not because like they mock the law, but because the people associated with the law don't have the cool voices.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have a good
We're
trip,
locked in
sweetie.
here.
Hey, we're locked in here. But then the judge is like, I sentence
Yep,
you
they
to
get
10
a
years.
last hurrah before they go to jail.
Yeah. Of course, man. The mobsters. They got a last hurrah before their last hurrah.
Mm-hmm. We're chopping here?
I wish you had time to go through it.
It would take me, this is going to be almost a 3-hour recording.
Mm-hmm.
It'd take me over double that probably to go through, take each clip and like.
There are AI tools that might cut that down. I'll look into it.
Did they say Paul?
Paul.
Paul like a person?
Yeah, that's Paul. They're in prison, Grant.
I know, but they said there's 3 types of meat, the 2 of them Paul. Like they chopped up a person and put him in the meatball.
No, I don't think so. Grant, I want to point out, I just want to make sure this is clear. They're in prison.
Mm-hmm. How do you like your steaks, Grant? Answer the question.
What did you say?
How do you like your steaks cooked?
Medium rare.
Medium.
Jules likes hers well done, as does my mother, which is my mom went to a steak restaurant one time and asked for a well done steak, and they came out with a boot.
A well done steak cooked right isn't bad, but to cook a well done steak right is not easy.
And you got to ruin a steak in doing it.
Yeah. I mean, if you I like medium rare too, but anything more than medium, I'm like, anything less than medium rare, I can't do.
No. For those of you still watching, comment the timestamp for an extra entry into our giveaway. It's like 125.40. Also, for those of you still watching, you should know that Grant just won himself a steak cook-off. So trust
what this is.
Yeah. Yeah, trust what he says when he says he knows steak, because the man knows steak.
You know what's funny?
What?
It's a cow. I know that. Yeah, it's a cow, but it's got like different parts of the cow and what cut of meat it is.
I just thought it was funny. I was wearing a Disney shirt to watch this movie. But yeah,
as steak cook-offs, you cook them medium.
Interesting.
Because that's just what they decided on. I'm sure they have a reason for it, but
nobody, like, it's in the middle, I would imagine. Nobody's too ticked off about it.
Well, no, there's a judging standard where they have a like a printed out like picture of what the middle of the steak should look like for doneness.
No, I believe that, but what I'm saying is for like the taste purposes and whatnot.
Maybe texture could have a difference, like if it's rare, the texture, or if it's overdone. But yeah.
All right, we're watching a movie. What are you doing here? Nobody does nothing and everybody gets hurt. No, she's putting the food on the table.
Literally.
Yes. See, there's a cheese wedge. "4 years and 27 scores ago." "4 years. In a bottle will give you such a crick in the neck.
He's out of here.
The big yellow one is the sun. I do love that this movie does such a good job of like exploring their entire lives, right?
Mhm.
Like we met him dirt young, and now he spent 4 years in the can. Did you eat this good in the joint? Yeah, obviously. He was having steaks. "Don't make a jerk out of me," he says. A joke. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab a phone cable. Another song I didn't realize was this old. Grant, that's not baking soda.
Really? No way.
That is cocaine. That's all he had to do. Every once in a while, you know, like friends do.
Hmm. Also, not his wife.
Hey, he's just baking with a random woman.
We're baking here.
I saw where Robert De Niro wanted to use real money in this because he didn't like the way fake money felt in his hands. So the prop director gave him $5,000 of his own money, and after every take, nobody could leave the room until they had all the money accounted for. You couldn't even sit in. Now that is some 80s stuff, some 70s and 80s stuff. It's Maury.
Maury Povich.
No. Ray Liotta was such a good actor. He was also in The Sopranos, but the movie before he died. But, and they all look like they get older too. Of course, I guess it's easier to make somebody look like they're older. Than... I like Carbone. Mm-hmm. I like Carbone. Just that hair makes me like Carbone. Yo, Buddha. Johnny Roasty. Hey, it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Is this Samuel L. Jackson?
That is absolutely Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, boy. All right. Over under. Hour 35, Maury's dead. Like before or after?
After.
Do you know?
I don't remember, actually. I don't know the timestamp, man. I don't even remember if he dies, to be honest with you. Is this the same baby you used last week? Just making babies accomplices. He got her a dishwasher. She's like, the dishes mess up my nails.
Is that Baker Mayfield?
Is indeed. But yeah, she's like, the dishes mess up my nails.
Ah.
It's a bidding war. Who lost the most money? Man bought a pink coupe with heist money. Also, like, hey, maybe Mr. Roast Beef couldn't do much better, but like, I'm not sure I'd buy a pink coupe for that woman. I'm sorry, I'm tired. At this point, I'm gonna be mean.
You're hating here.
What's the matter with you? Pinched. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Hey, I'm buying pink coupes here. De Niro is such a good actor. So the studio was initially very nervous about this movie due to its extreme violence and language. The film reportedly receives the worst preview response in the studio's history. Scorsese said that the numbers were so low it was funny. Nevertheless, it released without alteration to overwhelming critical acclaim, cementing Scorsese's reputation as one of America's foremost filmmakers.
We're leaving here. Look at that hairline on Sammy.
Mm-hmm. Back when Sammy had hair.
I don't blame him for shaving it off.
This is IMDb's number 17 movie. Joe Pesci won an Oscar for this. Lorraine Bracco was nominated for one. Scorsese was nominated for Best Director. The screenplay was nominated. The editing was nominated. It was nominated for Best Picture. It only won the one, but still. It's gonna be hard to tell me that Joe Pesci didn't deserve the best actor, best supporting actor, anyway.
Did he win it?
Yeah.
Let me guess that's some of the stolen money that's going to come back to haunt him.
I don't remember. And that is honestly me saying I don't remember. If not to ruin the movie for anyone who hasn't seen it in the last 33 years, a lot of stuff comes back to haunt him. I don't remember if that money particularly does.
Tidy whiteys.
Mm-hmm. Nuts. So Samuel L. Jackson's barely in this movie.
Like how they're just leaving their fingerprints all over the place.
Oh yeah.
He died in here.
I like the subtleness of him like touching his nose. What are you worried about? I don't know. People are walking around with guns. Why'd I be worried?
Like you.
The Italians are very good with their specific insults. Like they're not like that cheap jerk. No, that cheap cigarette hijacker. You hear me? For those of you still watching, all 0 of you, I'm dancing.
I'm sorry.
That you can find. Well, Grant, over. The answer is over.
Just a little bit.
8 minutes.
Surprised he made it through the past 2.
To be honest with you, yeah. I mean, Maury's a nice guy. He's just busting the balls. He's a ball buster. I mean, to be fair, everybody's full of blood, at least until Joe Pesci gets a hold of them.
Mm.
Then they're kind of drained.
drive the dead guy to someone else's house in the passenger seat.
All I'm saying is nobody knows he's dead.
But he's like me halfway through the movie, just
No. Exactly. They're not Cheerios.
the think you can put those on store shelves.
Hey, funny nut.
They ain't the road.
Uh-oh. As far back as he can remember, he always wanted to be a gangster.
We're parking here.
And this is why you don't buy a pink coupe for an ugly woman.
Is that Pesci dead?
No. No, that's the guy who bought the pink Cadillac. Hey Grant, I don't know if you know this. They're dead.
No.
Grant, that's what the steak looks like before it gets to you. That and
Mhm.
carbone there.
Especially that one.
That was a little hairy for my liking.
You can cut it off.
That's like that line in Bernie.
She wasn't friendly. She really wasn't. And she probably, there are people in town, honey, that would have shot her for $5.
Hold on, I think I got this in my notes, or I've got that quote somewhere. Hold on.
I can believe she was Joe Pesci's mother, though.
Mm-hmm. The line I've got, at least in here, is just "Oh, honey, she's at a nursing home in Temple. No, she's in a deep freeze going to Dallas."
Yeah, I think they said it was. I think it was Danny Buck that said it took him like 4 days.
Yeah,
Hey, it's the name of the movie.
the title.
Mm-hmm. So they made Joe Pesci. Remember, rumor is Joe Pesci was connected for a while.
It took her 2 days to thaw her out.
That's Joe Pesci.
Yeah. Can do nothing about it, except not shoot him in the back of the head.
I mean, to be fair, I'd have shot him in the back of the head a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, because I don't think we're watching another movie with him in it. I've yet to see a Scorsese movie with Joe Pesci that Joe Pesci lives through.
Nice.
There you go, making Robert De Niro cry. You do that, it's like punching a baby. Really? Mobsters, greaseballs. What's next? You gonna tell me lawyers are scumbags? And accountants handle money. He deserved
My
it.
son's in there. I'm sorry.
That's a helicopter, Grant.
No way.
That's a car. Those are sunglasses. He's got to get guns to match his silencers.
Of course. Is it him being followed by a helicopter?
I'm not saying anything. A delivery. That one? Is that the guy from The Departed?
No.
I bet it is.
Which guy?
Oh, Cousin Eddie. Yep, that's Kevin Corrigan. Same guy.
I'm dumb.
That cocaine will make you paranoid.
He's flying here.
This is the most active you've been in any of this. And it's just, I'm whatever you.
Oh, you're totally gonna lose this helicopter.
By
I
driving.
don't know.
Yeah. That's also not his wife, to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staring it. I'm staring at you.
I was thinking that.
I'm calling you. Of course she does. If anybody was listening. That's vitamin B. They're snorting vitamin B.
Mhm.
Imagine snorting vitamin B. I can
Vitamin
barely take.
C.
Yeah. Reminds me, I saw this Theo Von video yesterday where this guy was talking about how he gotten so low he tried to OD on vitamins, and Vaughn just asked him, "So what? Did you get better?" Hey, that's Pepsi. That's for losers. These guys are losers.
We're traffic in here.
It's like that scene in The Departed where they're trying to figure out who's cops. Wow, she sucks at this. I mean, come on, woman. Have you never flushed cocaine down a toilet before?
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
A Glock in here.
It's almost like when they say "stay out the garbage," they meant stay out the garbage.
There's drugs in here.
That guy should have been the Joker. I don't know who that is. He should have been the Joker. He looks like Jim Carrey and Willem Dafoe had a kid. Jeez. This is
They were gonna find it if you don't flush it. They wouldn't have found it behind the TV. Yeah, freaking right, dude.
What's next? You hide your key under the mat?
Mm-hmm.
It's a happy movie, Grant.
Hmm.
See, look at them. They're in love. That's really what it is. It's a romance movie. Goodfellas is a romance movie, confirmed. Look, man, I'm sitting here trying to cook my sausages, and you're selling cocaine to Pittsburgh.
There's at most like 13 minutes left in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a lot's about to happen. Am I wrong?
Maybe, maybe not. I love how they're collecting, a couple of bucks from everybody, and it's like, hey, it's $3,200. Mm. He does tension so well.
She's about to die, ain't she?
He does tension so well. He certainly felt like she's about to get whacked. Such a good movie. You still enjoying it more than you did The Departed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. Hey, at least it's not 3 hours long.
We're gonna be here for 3 hours. Almost.
Yeah, maybe. Depends on how long that review lasts. It's a good movie, though.
I don't think they do that.
Often, anyway. Right, because, well, that's how they can explain you. And well, De Niro in glasses is something else. That way they got nothing.
Well, we kill your parents. You can come see. Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
Is that The Witness? Witness these nuts.
It's the witness protection.
Grant. Witness these nuts.
Al Pacino was originally offered that role, but turned it down because he didn't want to be typecast, and went on to play a much more stereotypical mobster in Dick Tracy, which sucked. Now he's not talking to the jury. He's talking to us. And that, my friends, is one of the greatest movies of all time. He was arrested in Seattle?
Watch out, Grant.
Come on, this movie came out in 1990, so they had just gotten separated. Holy died.
Fort Worth, interesting.
Mm-hmm. I doubt Jimmy Conway is still serving.
Jimmy would be 98 now. I'm sure he's no longer with us.
Yeah, I'm sure so too. All right. That is it. That is Goodfellas. So we will we'll start a review. Grant, I'm going to kick you. Hello, and welcome to Through the Monocle. Today we will be discussing the Martin Scorsese epic Goodfellas. As always, I'm your host, and 2.5 hours into this recording, I'm ready to bring out my co-host, Grant Skillen. How are you doing, Grant?
I'm here, I guess.
Don't sound too excited about it now. So, speaking of things to be excited, he's good.
Could be worse. I'll tell you that. Could be worse. We did not just watch Howard the Duck or Batman and Robin.
But had we watched Howard the Duck, we'd have been out of here 3 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of things to be excited about, we're doing a giveaway. And this episode's question is, what is your favorite Robert De Niro movie? And so if you just subscribe to the channel, like the video, and answer the question, you will be entered. And there are some other things you can do, like watch the other video out this week and be in for a timestamp on that one to get more entries so you can win the Martin Scorsese collection, where you win this movie, the one we talked about last week, and the one we're talking about in week 4. All right, Grant, you've seen Goodfellas for what, the 8th time now?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah. Did you like it?
It was fine. To me, this movie falls in with The Departed in that it's definitely a good movie. I see why people love it. I just don't think it's for me.
I get it. I do.
This isn't some of the other ones that I've had unfavorable opinions on, where I'm like, I don't like this aspect. Like the stuff I don't like here is just like it just seems like a little too much to me. But it's the style. I know that it's just not exactly for me. I can still see why. I can still see it's a good movie and why people like it though.
Did you enjoy parts of it?
Mm-hmm. There were definitely parts of it that were enjoyable.
Okay, fair enough.
All the jokes.
Oh, dude, the jokes are so good.
We were joking. We need to do a counter of how many of the I'm something here I made.
Yeah, we need to do a video.
But I don't have time to sit through 2.5 hours of it and cut each of those out and put it somewhere else. That's way too much work.
Yeah, I will say the commentary is pretty good this week. So if you haven't checked that out already, go do that. This is one of my favorite movies. This is I think the 6th time I've seen it, 6th or 7th. I've seen it a lot. I really like this movie. The over the topness doesn't bother me as much because it's just I'm here for it. I love Joe Pesci. I honestly don't mind the violence. There are some parts of it that are kind of but I've seen Casino. Casino's worse. Casino, Joe Pesci puts some guy's head in a vice and starts to squeeze, and it gets kind of. But this one isn't as bad. It's a little earlier. It's a little less graphic. I guess still graphic. He's still stabbing a guy, but you're not watching the eyeball jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely is graphic. You get to see somebody getting shot in the back of the head. You see spoilers.
Samuel L. Jackson. That's how he lost his hair.
Yeah, that's how he lost his hair, because of the bullet that went through the back of his head.
Yes.
And then the guy that you see at the beginning of the movie, and then halfway through, the guy getting stabbed in the trunk. It's even some other ones. There's
it's so violent. It's so violent.
It is violent. I wouldn't say it necessarily bothered me. There's some of it where I'm like, is that really necessary? But
well, see, okay, so we can debate necessary, because the answer is no. To make the movie and make it impactful, no. But to portray accurately how terrible these people are, it is 100% necessary.
Yeah.
And it is an accurate portrayal. Henry Hill, the guy this movie's about, said that Joe Pesci's character was 90% accurate, and the only thing that wasn't was he was a little bitty dude.
That he was Pesci.
He was Pesci.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good movie. It's so well made, just from being well made, I guess, is well edited, well shot, well scripted, well acted. Joe Pesci won an Oscar for this thing. It is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. The acting is definitely good. Like I said, I see why everyone loves it. It's just not for me. But when we were looking through IMDb, a lot of this movie, or at least a decent chunk of it's improvised. And that's really impressive, because that shows they were able to actually get into the characters and
yeah.
I don't want to say be mobsters, but act the part of it for sure.
I believe there's evidence that Joe Pesci was connected. I'm going to look that up real quick, because I think he used to be.
There's a couple full scenes that are basically entirely improvised. The one that I know for sure was the dinner with the mom, which that was Martin Scorsese's mom, and the way that he directed her about the scene was, "Oh, your son," and it's just got back with some of his friends, make him dinner. That was what she got while there's a body in the trunk of the guy they've just killed.
Yeah,
and that makes it fun with that dynamic. But that scene was almost entirely improvised.
Yeah, it was. And for the record, Pesci was not made, but he grew up around made guys. De Niro.
Because there's something they mention it in the show. It's you have to be like Italian, and it was at the last name.
It's 100% Italian in order to get made.
I
But
think
like
now there was something on IMDb about like now because I'm an expert on the mob myself. Now
specifically the Italian mob.
IMDb said something where now it's like at your father at minimum has to be like a full blood Italian
because like
Italian,
it's
and
so tough to trace it together.
Yeah, and you have to have it like an Italian last name. So Joe Smith, whose dad is Italian,
can't get in.
Probably isn't being made.
But that isn't to say he can't get connected.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can definitely be connected, but to be made.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just such a good movie. Like, what was your favorite scene, Grant?
It honestly might have been that dinner because it's so funny of the mom just trying to like connect with her son, and the son's like, "Hey, can I borrow the knife? Hey, can we get a shovel?" Just like trying to get out of there.
Yeah, having dinner with his mom while there's a body rotting in his trunk.
Mm-hmm. As one does. As one does.
Yeah. I love the. What do you mean I'm funny? Funny like I'm a clown, like I'm here to entertain you.
That one was improvised too. You were talking about it.
It definitely was, and it was based on a true like experience that Pesci had. Hence, growing up around made guys.
Yeah, and that scene was also very well acted, even though it was improvised. Like, you definitely is. There's always those moments, even if it's not necessarily that. But I think a lot of people have at least been in a situation like that where it's like, okay,
it's like, why are you mad at me?
Yeah, why are you taking this way beyond what it was meant to be? And I think it was incredibly well acted because you kind of felt that tension and that awkwardness in the scene. So he's like, "Nah, I'm just playing with you."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm playing it.
Hey, I'm playing it. Yeah.
I added that. I edited. I say edited. I cut that while we were recording the other one. So now that I've got it, I've got to use it.
Yes. I will say Ray Liotta turned down this role in Batman '89 in order to be in this movie, which I think was the right choice. The movie, like, he does such a good job handling the tension. He does such a good job with the humor. Like, at no point does the humor outweigh the tension, but it does provide a nice little break from holy crap, what are these guys doing? Yeah.
But, I mean, we got to see Billy D. Williams in Batman, so it worked out.
It did. Yeah, I really like this movie. Like, I wish I had more to say about it, but I just really like this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic. I don't have the graphic, but I mean, I looked up the Rotten Tomatoes earlier. It's 96 critic, 97 audience, might have been flipped. Doesn't matter. Everyone loves this movie, except me, apparently. And I don't hate it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, what would your letter grade be on it?
I'd have to think about it. I know we don't normally do letter grades here, so I haven't done a letter grade in a while.
Yeah, we don't. I'm just curious to see how you feel. Like obviously, like, you're not if you were to be critically reviewing this movie, you're not going to take off points for you not liking it.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, there's a feel, like, us as critics, there's like a feel meter that, like, it made me uncomfortable. I didn't like it. And then there's that movie is objectively good.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, no, like like I was saying, I definitely see why people like it. I don't know. If I had to like personally give it one, probably like a B.
Really? That high for a movie you didn't like?
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it's not necessarily for me.
Yeah, it's I get it, man. Like, I do. This is an A+ for me. I love this movie. I love all of Scorsese's mob stuff. Like, it doesn't get any better than Scorsese. Yeah. Gosh, I wish I had more to say. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, I can scroll through some of the IMDb stuff we went over.
Do that.
I think you already mentioned it, but according to Henry Hill, who is one of the characters and whose life was the basis of it, Joe Pesci's thing was 99.9% accurate. You mentioned that one, like I said.
Yeah.
According to Nicholas Pileggi, that's how I'm going to say that name.
That's, I think, how it's pronounced.
You went through this one in the watch along, but not here. Some mobsters were hired as extras to lend authenticity to scenes. The mobsters gave Warner Brothers fake social security numbers, and no one knows how they received their paychecks.
And that is amazing. That is the most mob thing to do. So a lot of these movies have mobsters on set to make sure that nobody says anything that's going to get anybody in trouble.
Yeah, and this talked about that too, and kind of to help guide. They had like associates of like the people portrayed in the movie. That way, they could kind of give like tidbits about how the person would react in different circumstances, and also to make sure that nobody gets incriminated in a movie. Because that's a real issue, and what happens if somebody gets incriminated in a movie? Somebody associated with the movie gets whacked. Oh yeah. This one's kind of a sad one. I mentioned this one during the watch along, but Ray Liotta's mom passed away from cancer during filming, and he said he used the anger from that in some of the different scenes kind of just as a way to enhance the movie, including the one where he's pistol whipping the guy who was assaulting his... Were they married at that point, or just I think they were dating? His girlfriend at the time. Yeah. Beat the crap out of him with a pistol and not with the bullet. And then had his girlfriend go hide the gun. That's how you know she's marriage material. Oh yeah, that's how she has the gun for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. After Joe Pesci's mother saw the film, she told him the movie was good, then asked if he had the curse so much. And that gets into one of the famous facts about this movie. At the time it came out, had the most bombs dropped. Is what is it? 273? Something like that. It's an average of like 1 or 2 a minute. Yeah, I think the new king is the Wolf of Wall Street. I think is the Wolf of Wall Street's actually third. I remember seeing that, but that one's Martin Scorsese's most. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up, man. I'm gonna find it. I'll let you look it up. I think the Wolf of Wall Street is like the top for like serious movies. That's very possible. Wolf of Wall Street's third. There's a movie called SwearNet the Movie, and its entire point is to fit as much swearing as possible. It's a Trailer Park Boys. Nice. The poster literally says because people effing swear. Number 2 is a movie about the F word. Okay, so it's basically number 1. So Wolf of Wall Street is number 1 for like serious actual movies. And that sounds terrible, and I don't mean to diminish people's hard work. It just, I don't know. I can't count those other 2 as higher. Nice. I'm laughing at some of these. I'm laughing at some of these facts. Yeah. When Henry and Karen Hill were negotiating to enter the witness protection program, former U.S. Attorney Edward McDonald played himself. He was the guy who was negotiating with them to go into the witness protection program. That is cool. I didn't realize that. Yeah. After the premiere of the movie, Henry Hill went around and revealed his true identity. In response, the government kicked him out of the federal witness protection program. Yeah, because it's just hard to hide him. I don't know. Did he die? Like, did the mob kill him? I don't know. I'm sure he's dead. That sounds bad, but he died in 2012. So no, the mob didn't kill him because of that. Or they took a while. No, he died of death. I'm trying to figure out exactly. Heart disease. That was the mob. He said CBS aired his girlfriend's report of his death, during which she said he went out pretty peacefully for a good fella. He had a heart attack and died of, yeah. That's kind of surprising. So Henry requests not to be sent to a cold place The where he gets sent, you can tell on the newspaper, was Youngstown, Ohio, which gets very cold in the winter.
As of course it does. As of course it does. Because why would you give in to the demands of a mobster?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Well, anyway, not to just sit here and ramble on. If you want to know more, you can go read the IMDb. But as for our opinions, I think we both agree it's a good movie. I personally just love it. Grant is nonplussed. Is nonplussed a good word for you? In the middle, you think it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's just because of personal, like.
It's just not for you. There are plenty of movies that aren't for me, but I can admit they're good. I got you. I think it did what it set out to do. I think it's a really good story. I think like all of the things, it's definitely rewatchable. Like I said, this is like the 6th time I've seen it. Grant, I'm sure you'd watch it again, even though you just thought it was fine. Probably not live on air.
I wouldn't have any problem watching it again.
Okay, but next week we're going to be rewatching Goodfellas.
Okay. Like would I go, oh, I'm going to go watch Goodfellas? I don't know, but like if someone was watching it, like sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know.
Fair enough. I get it, man. Like I get it 100%. Well, if you've been here the full 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 23 seconds, thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't, thank you so much for joining us. And no, there's another like 2 hours and some odd amount of content for this week. Enter the giveaway as many times as you can. And if you want to support us so we can do more giveaways, so I can force Grant to watch more movies he doesn't like, you can do that by going to patreon.com/theculturednerd. And we would love it if you did that. It really does help us out. It helps us keep the lights on. It helps all of those good things. As always, I've been your host, Grant Ingram.
And I have been your co-host, Grant Skillen. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thank you to Jose for the logo and Taylor for the intro.
Yep. And thank you, the viewer, for joining us. Please leave a like, subscribe, and if you're going to do that, you might as well leave a comment with your favorite Robert De Niro movie to enter the giveaway. And then if you want more of the Cultured Nerd content, you can do that by scanning the QR code on the left. If you want to see more of us, which I don't know why you would, but if you do, you can scan that QR code on the right, and there's like a whole 3 or 4 days of us doing stuff. A lot of cool interviews, a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, we'll see you next week when we talk about Hugo. And thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you then.
Hope you'll go and watch the episode.